This is Kendra. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a bit of Bleach Immortal Soul up today. Got some things to cover, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so as you know, I upgraded Danga Ichigo to 6-star a few days ago, and jumped back into 27 to see what I could do, if that would help enough to enable me to get through the actual story. You know, we're stuck on story mode there, stuck at 27.3, unable to get past pesky Iroquois, who heals himself repeatedly. So upgrading Dangai to Ichigo to 6-star allowed me to, integrate his damage reduction skill, which comes at the 6-star. It helped. I was able to actually beat the actual. I thought I was recording it, but something happened on OBS. I must have hit the hotkey for stop recording. Is the only thing I could think of. I changed it so that will not happen again. Unfortunately, by the time I realized it wasn't recording, everything was pretty much ended. So here's what happened. I did, when I upgraded him to 6, I was able to get through 27 3, but I only got 1 star because I still lost a lot of people. So I got to thinking, one of the ways to get heal, get some healing into the actual group without hurting my damage. Because what happens with my plan was to integrate Anniversary Ichigo and Christmas or Hime into the team. The problem with entering those two into the team is that Full Hollow Ichigo has to come out. Full Hollow Ichigo is a major damage dealer for me. Okay, so taking him out decreases the damage. So it's not so bad with Anniversary Ichigo because he buffs the backline, but still, you're taking away a lot of damage. So I'm sure in certain instances, replacing Full Hollow Ichigo with one of those two might be more beneficial. I don't know what, but we'll have to wait and see. A lot of that's going to depend once I get the awakening weapon for Anniversary Ichigo. He'll become a lot stronger. But in the meantime, so taking him out doesn't really help the team much. So what I was thinking of, how can I get healing into the team, especially the back line, without having to give up damage? And the answer is a secondary Volatile War Soul. So what I did was put this War Soul of Healing on Tensei. You have to use some shards. You can actually, I mentioned in a few videos ago that you can use Omni Shards for this. That is not accurate. You can, you just have to go into the promote and shard exchange and then convert them to the actual character. Once you do convert them, they are permanent. So you can't, I thought you just had to, once you convert them, you had to promote with it. I did not realize that it was a permanent fixture. So once you change those shards to whatever character, they stay that. They, through everything. So I was under the impression that after you exchanged them, they were just, you had to use them into the promotion. You can use them for the War Soul, which means you can use Omni Shards for War Souls, which makes things a lot easier. Of course, the hard part with that is you have 10 Awakening Essence, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. But I had this War Soul, and I fixed it up a long time ago. So I went ahead and made the jump, used a little bit of Omni Shards, scrounged around, got the 10 Awakening Essence that I needed, and bam, put this shard on. It increases the Soul Bearer's hit points by 15,750. Everything you see in blue is the preference. If you can match the preference, you get an extra buff. I believe they registered as 15%. So anything in blue is the preference bonus. So roughly gives me about between 19 and 20,000 hit points, plus 12%. So that's 3. That's a pretty 15% buff. It's pretty good on that. So that's pretty good. But that's not what's good about it. What's good about it is during the normal attack phase. Okay, normal attack phase, not when they're raging. During the normal. Okay, every 3 ally attack released restores hit point of the character with the lowest hit points by 75% of the Soul Bearer's attack, plus 1,000. That's an immense thing here. This was an immediately noticeable And let me tell you how good this is the best, one of the best war souls in the game. And let me show you why it's one of the best war souls in the game. I got the proof in the pudding. As they say, the proof is in the pudding. Let's go into fight, and let's go into 27. Look at that, baby. 30, 30. That's right. And I went back and beat the 2 in 26. I have completely 3-starred this entire story just by upgrading Dan's Ichigo. But that had helped, but it did not help enough. That War Soul made all the difference in the world because now my backline is healing itself. So my next goal was going to be to take Sassy up to 6 stars. That is no longer the next priority. The priority next is to get War Souls on every single character on my main team, secondary War Soul. So my next couple of weeks is going to be basically taking everybody up to Prison Blue. This is what you need. You need to 3-star 27.5. Once you 3-star 27.5, everything opens up to you in terms of Prison Blue for all of your characters. Everything. Everything is linked to Prison Blue is 27.5. Everything. Everything. Enhancements. 27.5. You gotta have it. And it's on every character. Equipment. 27.5. It's on everything. If you want to take anything up to Prison Blue, you need 27.5. So you need to get to 3.75 and 3-star. You don't need to get it past it. You can get past it if you want to, but you will be able to take everything, all equipments and all character straight enhancements up to Prison Blue if you 3-star. You don't need to 3-star it, but if you hit, otherwise, if you'll just have to run it over and over and over and over again if you don't 3-star it. If you 3-star, you can sweep it. So that's what you want to do. You want to sweep 50 it. So you need to get to that. So that's what you do. That War Soul makes all the difference. If anybody has that War Soul in your actual kit, you need to get it and make it. It's not a normal War Soul. Those are the Volatile War Souls. These War Souls are different in the fact that you require character shards from another character. In this case, the character shards for that particular War Soul come from a character that you should actually have a lot of. Notice who it's up. It comes from Orihime. Okay, so you not Christmas Orihime, the base Orihime. You should have a lot of her. You should not really have any trouble at all making that War Soul. Okay, it's based on her, and then you should be getting these over time. I mean, there's hundreds of these out there, and then you just make them and then you combine them. Okay, it requires. It requires shards from the character. For instance, if I want to make this one right here, I need to have 30, War Souls to do it. Okay, and but that was for Orihime SR version. You should have a lot of shards for her. She's not something hard or something different to get shards for. This one right here, which is another excellent War Soul. This requires Shinji shards. So you should have a lot of these. You should be you get them from Guild Boss. You get them. You get them inside the gotchas and stuff. They're out there. You don't, but they're secondary War Souls. These are the ones to make the secondary War Souls. So that's what you need. And there's a lot of them out there, and they are very, very good. So yeah, you want to create these. You try to get, so that's an excellent way to get healing. Okay. So just look and try to find one that has healing. But if you have that one for Orihime, I would go for that because that is, this one's a beast right here, a massive beast. Okay. So, excellent War Soul to get. There's a bunch of others. As you can see, I've got several of them up here. I don't think I have another one of those because I would actually possibly consider putting that on somebody else too. But I don't think I could make another one of them. Have to look and see. But man, that is a nice War Soul. So I put that on, and after I put that on, much easier in terms of completing the actual event with 3 stars. So 27's done. So I'll call it back up. So from now on, I'm just going to start focusing on putting the Volatile War Souls on. I don't see anything else that's going to be helpful in terms of actual usefulness. is just go ahead and do it. You can combine, get the shards. The biggest thing is the awakening essence. You need 10 awakening essence to unlock it. Okay, so uh, it's going to take a little bit of a little bit of work to do it, but not too long. I'll be able to do it in a couple of weeks. You can get essence. Uh, uh, whenever the next gotcha event comes up, uh, you'll be doing poolings on there. You'll be able to you get awakening essence inside the actual rewards for opening the gotcha. Plus, every time you open a 10 gotcha, you're guaranteed an awakened essence from the pool. So I should be able to immediately get maybe even a war soul or two activated on some characters. I've already got the shards set up for several of the characters. I've got the shards set up for Sazi, ready to go. And I should have enough Omni Shards. I really want to focus on possibly getting. I'm going to go Dangai first. Like I said, but you need the 15 souls for him. But I'll be able to, I'm going to get in this current event that's going on. I'll be getting some Omni Shards and some Awakening Essence out of here. So I should be really close sometime shortly after Christmas where I'm able to actually apply War Soul to Dangai and then next I'll focus on White Ichigo and Sazi and getting them up with some good War Souls because that's going to be something that's needed. There's just no other way around it. Okay, so yeah, so that was the one, but that's an excellent War Soul. So it's called the War Soul of Healing. It comes out of Orihime. Okay, she is required to make it. So just go looking through that. You should. I don't know where I got it. I don't. I've had it for quite some time. Just never put it on anybody. I was planning on utilizing it, but it something that I haven't really been focusing on my War Souls a lot, and I probably should have, simply because of the fact that they are very, very useful, especially that one. But yeah, it gave me the healing that I needed in my backline, and it made several of the everybody was saying after you get over that one with Iroquois that the others were fairly easy. They were. That War Soul of Healing made it a lot easier. I mean, there was sometimes where I was really, really, really close to losing people, and then we go on a regular attack, and the healing comes, and everybody gets healed. The lowest character gets healed back. So it saved me a bunch of times, and I'm not losing any of my power because I've still got my attackers. I'm not having to take out full Hollow Ichigo. I can keep him in there for his power, so I'm not losing any of my destructive power. I'm just getting the bonus because as they attack, I get a heal. So I mean, as many of those as you could get would be would be what you want to focus on. Get them and then level them up. With the soul zones just like normal War Soul, and then once you get it up, max it out. Try, then start. You don't necessarily need to get the preference buff. So that was just nice. I got lucky when I made it. It was an attack, so I can put it on any one of my backfield. But yeah, it's definitely a really good War Soul. So that made all the difference in the world. So I've got 27.5 3-stars. So now it's just going to be. We'll do some videos over the next few weeks. We'll be just bringing stuff up blue, but by the time Christmas rolls around, should have everybody at Prison Blue, all the equipment. Probably be close to Prison Blue as well. I've got the gold to do it. That's the biggest problem once you get those mats, is having a gold. But I've been saving it up, just waiting for a chance to use it. All right. So that's the first thing we talk about. The second thing, I did a video and I touted how I likened the Awaken option that they brought out I think it was last week. Unfortunately, there's been some things come to light that I was not aware of my own choosing that actually makes this not very good at all. Unfortunately, because it was a promising option. There's actually a time limit on the accumulation. Okay, this is not I don't mind this resetting, but it should not reset 104 hours. Okay. That's ridiculous. Just not smart at all. That's going to make this, which was what I was really looking forward to, virtually out of reach. To get this, you're going to have 13. You're going to need 13,500 awakening uh, runes, and there's just not that many summon stones out there for this that you can accumulate in a certain period of time. You can get about 200 a day. Okay, so but that's like months before you have enough to pull on this to get this. Okay, so yeah, that's not a good look at all. Um, this what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get basically a full set on everybody, where all those slots are filled with something that's useful, and then I'm just going to start storing them until I get 4,500, and then when I get 4,500, I'll do a pull and get the epic awakening rune. It's choice, so 4,500. You could probably do that. Let's say 200 a day, 727. So that's going to be 1,400 a week. 1,400, this would 15. So roughly about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks. You should be able to accumulate, which is not super bad. It just makes this thing a whole lot worse. I was really looking forward to pulling the 130 times so that I could actually get this legendary rune. I doubt very seriously, as you can look at the details, a legendary rune red. It's 3%, so it's not like super out of Bleach. Okay, and the epic runes orange. I'm getting them fairly regularly. I have not got a red one yet, but you will be able to get them. It's just you're not going to be able to get one, and you're not going to be able to choose as you would choose on this. So that's a little bit upsetting. So it's no longer an awesome function. It's an okay function, but just like the coupon shop, they had a chance to do something really good, but they've just made it. You clearly see the pay side of it, and this game's not in the state where you want to be focusing it on that. A lot of characters left because of the coupon shop and stopped playing. Others have stopped playing simply because of the fact that the game's slightly too difficult. The story mode is requiring max level characters right now, and we're not even halfway through the story. At the rate they're going, there's probably going to be 50 chapters because you're still in Husabando, for Christ's sakes. So yeah, it's not looking good the way they've gated the story. So it's beginning to get to the point where only people who consistently hardcore play the game are going to be able to advance, and that's not something. If you want to have something like that, you need two story modes. You need a normal story mode, which a casual player can complete. Then you need your hard story mode, better rewards, but that's much more difficult, where you have to actually think and maybe move things around, but most of all, make sure that everything's pretty much at max level, which is what we're at now. But the way they're doing that, a lot of people are having trouble getting through the story. I know a lot of people quit after playing the game for about 3 or 4 months when they got to like story mode 16 or 17 and realized that the team that they had accumulated of version 1 characters, which the characters that came out at the beginning of the game were no longer useful, and they're not. You probably can't get past 15. You probably can't get past chapter 20 with the regular SSR characters. I just don't think they'd have enough power to do it. Somebody could prove me wrong. Maybe there's somebody. If you spend a lot of money and purchase all kinds of options for them and get bunches of their UR stuff, then yeah, you could probably do it. But I don't see where it'd be very, very difficult with if you wanted to play your favorite characters. And I know a lot of people that like the IP want to play their characters that they like. They don't particularly want to do it. I like all the characters. I think all of the characters have their own dynamic pluses. So that's why I use them. I don't have a problem switching out my team. I don't have a problem, using Sassy version 2 or Cora and Full Edge going to front line. I like all three of the characters. And you need tanks on the front line. So you need to have a tank on the front line. Unfortunately, if none of the characters you like are a tank, you might not want to spend all your time leveling up and throwing all your mats at a tank that you don't like. So, but you need to do that in this game. There's strategy involved. You have to plan ahead. And a lot of people, when they got to 15, 16, couldn't beat the characters. So they stopped playing, found it too difficult. I know several people hit me up on that back about 7 or 8 months ago. So they're not getting a lot of influx of new players. So it's it's going to hurt the game because as they're losing player base from some of these monetary choices that they're making. At the same time, without any new players coming in, they're going to be a position where they might have to rethink some stuff that they're doing. But they're not going to rethink until they start losing money. They're probably still making good money overseas. I'd say there's probably in the Japan area they're probably making a lot of money. But global's not looking too good in terms of our guild's probably down about half of what it was before. They're still done this, but you just don't see it play. Or if they do play, it's maybe once a week or during events. So a lot of them will be coming back here within the next week or two for the event. And they play the event, do the event, complete the event, and then they stop playing shortly after simply because it's no longer interesting. So yeah, they're just the game's puddling along. They need to make the story mode a little bit easier, and they need to come out with chapters a lot faster. By the time having a game that's been out for nearly for a year and a half. What is this now? This is the second Christmas event, so it's been out close to 2 years, and they still haven't finished the story. They're halfway through the story. Too slow. They need to put more people back into the development room to get this thing hashed out. But until that time, it is what it is. So 27's done. So I'm just going to start prisming up stuff, back to the grind. I'll do some videos to show you as I'm doing it, and we'll run through some stuff. But for the most part, for the next, at least until next year, it shouldn't be anything too complicated. But yeah, that War Soul that's used from Orihime Shards, definitely, if anybody's got it in their kit, make it, use it, max it up, and you will get, because it's a regular attack rune. So every time your character's regular attack, which is every other time or more than twice in a row, if they're not dragons, so you're going to get some healing. So that makes a good excellent thing to give you that little bit of hump, because your backline attackers are usually your weakest in terms of defense and hit points. So giving them that buff helps a lot. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on it. You'll get notified each time I drop a video. Also remember to like and share the video, as it does help the channel immensely. This is Kenrir coming at you from the corner, signing out.